Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and all of you potential Toastmasters who I hope are listening today. Welcome to the show. This is Wake Up with Toastmasters. I am the co-host, your program quality director, Ken Richardson, and with me today is the lovely Phyllis Tribby, distinguished Toastmaster and past district director. How you doing this morning, Phyllis?
I am fabulous, just absolutely fabulous. And good morning to our public out there. I hope everybody is having an absolutely beautiful day. The deal is it's so pretty out, but the wind and everything's a little cold. So I could have a fabulous day because I could be inside doing work and cooking. I do a lot of cooking, of course. But
Are you in?
go ahead.
Are you in Toastmasters in the Kitchen, that club?
No, I have not been. I keep saying I'm going to go and see how they go about demonstrating cooking when you're not set up exactly for it. I know that the bloggers, video loggers, they do it all the time. So there must be some technique to setting up maybe a laptop and holding your phone. It would be interesting to see if you can get that accomplished. And obviously they do, because I think they have a cooking session each time. Is that kind of what you've been told?
Yeah, well, I've attended one of their meetings.
Oh, okay.
And it is fantastic. And you're exactly correct. It reminds you of a cooking show that you might watch on the Food Network. Mm-hmm. But the way it works, that folks will have multiple cameras or devices. They'll have a laptop or two. And then the meeting I was in, I can't remember who was presenting that day. But anyway, she had a tripod or something to hold her phone. She was using the camera on her phone. And it was not on a tripod. It was hanging down somehow. I'm not quite sure how she did it. But the camera on her phone was focused on her stove, yes, and her prep area. So you had this downward looking view that she would refer to, and you could watch as she was making whatever it was. I'm not a very good cook. I'll be the first to admit that. I'm pretty bad at it. But that club is very, very interesting and incredibly creative, the way they set up their cameras and stuff. And yeah. The other club that also is amazing to attend is Windjammers. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've been to Windjammers. Oh, sure. they have cameras all over the place. I mean, it's really fantastic. They're a hybrid club, just as now Toastmasters in the Kitchen is all online. They don't meet in person. But Windjammers, they are hybrid, but if you go to their meetings, they have, 2 or 3 laptops. They have their phone cameras on tripods. I mean, it's just incredible. And
they even bring a curtain to cover the window because the window is just wide open and the street noise is distracting cars going by.
And the light.
So yeah. It does take them a full 30 minutes to get set up, get everything, but they have worked it out, like you say, to an absolutely perfect dimension so that the members that are online and those that are in person are still working together.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. And I think the lessons we've learned about setting up a hybrid meeting or conducting a hybrid meeting, these are not simple tasks. It is, I've worked on it. I mean, you can go pretty simple. I think, I've done a hybrid meeting with just 2 laptops, one, outward facing to the audience, and then one on the lectern looking at the speaker. So it can be done at a very, very simple rate, but that maybe doesn't create the best experience for all of the people online or in the room. So anyway, the message there is please go visit clubs.
Come and see what's going on. Everybody's a little bit different. They're basically the same but you hear such interesting stories. And that's part of it. Not only the speaker, but the people that speak during table topics. You get some funny stories, interesting stories. So, visit different people.
Yeah, we had, I was really pleased, and you were visiting our club the other day. We had a guest from Scotland, and I learned that you have been to Scotland, and
I have.
Greg
My
had been to
experience
Scotland.
with haggis was not good. He said it wasn't fixed properly.
Well, the thing I learned is it's a beautiful country, and maybe I should put that on my bucket list. But visiting clubs is a good way to sort of get outside of your comfort zone, if you will, learn new things and meet new people. So not encouraging you to join 5 clubs, although if you want to join 5 clubs, you can join 5 clubs, but go visit others. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about SpeechCraft. SpeechCraft has changed considerably. So I'm going to bring up the screen and show folks where to find it these days. It's all digital. And let's see, I may have an optimize. I think I might have a video clip here, but I'm not sure if this is going to work. Okay.
Well, we've got a screen share, so we're on our way.
We do, but I've lost you. Where are you? I can't see you for some reason.
Well, I see the page that says educational programs.
Okay, bear with me. I'm looking over here. And you're on that one, but not on this one. Okay, that's really weird. Well, nevertheless, let me go ahead and I'll try and keep an eye on both computers at the same time. This is the page. If you go under, once you log in, if you go under this tab, Education Programs, this is the menu that comes up. It talks about education programs, pathways, SpeechCraft, and youth programs. So I'm going to go to SpeechCraft, and if I click on that, there it is. Here is a little synopsis. I'm going to try and play this, Phyllis, if this will come through. Doesn't always go well, but I'm going to give this a shot. This is like a 1-minute video that gives you an overview of what SpeechCraft is about. So I'm going to play this, and then we'll talk about it in a minute.
Hi, friends. Do you have to speak before a group, in person or online, much like I'm speaking to you now? Speaking success is tied to life success, often through little milestones, such as a job interview, an important work presentation, a graduate dissertation, or even a social speech, such as a wedding toast. If you have any of these, or another speaking engagement coming up, Toastmasters International can help you prepare and practice through its SpeechCraft program. Since 1924, Toastmasters is synonymous with excellence in public speaking, offering education and training in club settings. But you don't have to be a member to get the benefit of SpeechCraft. For your convenience, SpeechCraft is a condensed version of what Toastmasters offers its members and is available to you in 4, 6, or 8-week programs. Sign up for a SpeechCraft event today.
Okay. Did that give you a little bit of an overview, Phyllis? What do you think?
I'm sorry to tell you this, but I didn't think that really said anything. I mean, really, what is SpeechCraft?
Well, that's why we're presenting this today.
But you know what I'm saying? It really didn't, and it didn't tell you where to go or just didn't give you enough information. So I'm glad you've decided to take it on.
Okay, so tell me, I know that I'm going to stop sharing here for a moment and then reshare because my screen has kind of messed up. I don't know. So I'm going to go back and do this again. Take this off. I think that might be it. Okay, let's try this now. There we are. Now it's back to normal. Okay, So this doesn't give you enough information really to understand what SpeechCraft is about, which is why you and I are going to talk about it. Now, I know that what I'm thinking of is sort of the traditional version of SpeechCraft. You've done that before. So tell us about that experience, and then we'll look at what TI has changed and what's different. So when you gave a SpeechCraft, Phyllis, tell us about that.
Well, it was part of the legacy program for Gold, Competent Communicator Gold. You needed to do a SpeechCraft. At that time, we had someone in our club that was associated with UNLV. And so the engineering department, the head man gave them a credit if for 6 weeks they attended SpeechCraft and participated in SpeechCraft, which then gave all of our members or anybody that was at that location that needed gold to go into UNLV once a week and present the program. And it's actually the same program as a regular Toastmaster meeting. And we gave out books to everyone. I had 26 people in my class. And what I tried to do was arrange it so that every student could be either a Toastmaster or a general evaluator, that each one of them could be a speaker and a evaluator, so that they got to know the program. And it is interesting. Our regional director, international director, Jesse Oakley III, often talks about his time in SpeechCraft at UNLV, which is where he came to know about Toastmasters. And it's really a joy, sometimes very frightening, to have 26 people staring at you and you're standing there alone and you've not been doing Toastmasters that long yourself, to help them. And some of them are so outgoing, they're ready to take on everything in the whole program, where others absolutely, I had one girl that didn't even show up when it was her time to speak. And I'm sure it was because she was so upset about speaking. So I don't know whether holding her hand would have helped or not, but yeah, it was quite interesting. The club, I believe that the books were about $100 at that time, and we got 30 of them. And so my home club and another club actually did the sponsorship and bought the books for us.
So this is basically like a time-limited Toastmasters club.
Yeah.
So, Toastmasters clubs are, they go on forever. There's a starting point, but there's no ending point, or there shouldn't be. It should be in perpetuity. Whereas a SpeechCraft is sort of a time-limited club, and these go for 4, 6, or 8 sessions, correct?
Yes.
So it's like having 8 meetings.
Yeah. We did 6, and they actually do have the officers, and we actually lead it off with the president talking and introducing a Toastmaster. So all the things that are happening in a regular Toastmaster meeting would happen in your SpeechCraft.
Well, let me scroll down here. It has changed a little bit. So I'm going to just briefly show you where to find some of this information. It's all online now. You mentioned that you can buy, or at the time you bought books that you handed out for your participants, and that was $100 for 30 books. So that's pretty decent. Now, if you're going to get started here, you can see the hyperlink, buy the digital bundle. Now I'm going to click on this and show you what's in the bundle here. So this is it. I don't know. Can you see that okay, Phyllis?
Yes, I can see
Okay, very good. So what we have here is a bundle. It's $50, but it only accommodates 5 participants. So it's $10, per person, basically. And you get information that you might get as a beginning Toastmaster. So you get things on different words, how to use vocal variety, how to use gestures and what have you. And that is all in the bundle. And this, if you scroll down, gives you a description of what this digital bundle is. There's even like a separate base camp, a digital bundle base camp for SpeechCraft. And I'll show you how to access that in a moment. But here's what's in there. You have a quick start guide, very specific login and base camp for your individual event. Now, the thing is, you create an event in Basecamp as a SpeechCraft. So let's say it's SpeechCraft Phyllis 1. This is your first event. But you've only got 5 registrants in that. The thing they tell you as you go through all of this material is that if you're going to have more than 5 participants, you have to buy an additional bundle. So let's say you have 15 people. Well, that's 3 bundles. There's $150 right there as your initial investment in getting this off the ground. So my question to you, I know we've had, like you mentioned, Jesse. Jesse's a good example. He learned about Toastmasters through a SpeechCraft event at UNLV. Do you think, Phyllis, that we need to promote this more, get some clubs involved, and offer it out in the community more than we are right now?
Well, it was a good program. As say, I was talking to students at that time. I was with Windjammers, and we met just north of the college at a restaurant. So we did get maybe 2 that, took the bus or walked down there, and did come to our club for a while. But as say, students kind of move on. So our training and doing it as part of the Toastmaster program in order to get your competent communicator gold, it was more benefit for us than it was for gaining new members. Now, I understand that in District 33, they are doing it to gain members in low member clubs. And I think this material maybe is put forth by the club, but maybe purchased by the district. I don't know exactly how they're working it. If we can get members from it, I'm for it. Yeah, I'm feeling give it a try. Let's see what happens. Do we have a club that we can test this in? Is there a low member club? We mentioned one that has a past district director in it this morning. Could she operate this in her club just as a test thing, paid for by the district, and see if she can bring in members with it?
Well, the other thing I thought about is, a couple of clubs going together and presenting a SpeechCraft at some of our local companies. Maybe what comes to mind is the Venetian, for example, who, we talked about a regular club and that didn't quite fit their model. So this might be an opportunity to say to the folks at Venetian, let's offer an 8-session SpeechCraft. My other question, though, is this is all digital. Do you think that is a hindrance, or is that an advantage?
Again, we're talking, I'm sorry to say, age group. If I were going to do it, I'd want paper. I'd want something I could look at immediately. I don't want to have to remember where to find it on the computer. That's neat. So I'm going to say, depending upon the age group, if it's somebody like my children who range from 48 to 58, they have that phone going with all kind of additional information all the time. So they have no problem with it. So I think, I don't think it's going to be a problem because we're looking for the younger people. So I would say digital's fine.
Yeah, I think you're right. But it does mean you probably need to find a place that has good Wi-Fi if you're going to do it. And the other thing I'm going to point out, and then I'm going to take a look at the youth programs. You can see here, if you are coordinating a SpeechCraft, there's a gateway that that will, if you click on this, it will take you to a sign up that you have to get. You get on to Basecamp, but it's a little bit separate. So this gives you an overview of that, something that you can watch for. There's a webinar. So they do try, as I'm gently scrolling down here, to give you the tools you need to really get prepared for SpeechCraft. So it is there, but it's not immediately obvious. You have to really look for it. And the other thing I want to show you, I'm going to go back to my previous screen. Down here, there is a content overview at the bottom and SpeechCraft frequently asked questions. So the content overview, I think, is similar to what we just looked at. Can you see that okay, Phyllis? I don't know that.
Yes,
okay,
it's
very
fine.
good. So this gives you just, this is a 2-page overview of the program. It's a PDF you can download that talks about all of the things you're going to do. You're going to learn how to give a speech. You're going to learn about giving and receiving feedback, body language, evaluation, vocal variety, that sort of thing is all there. So you do have, if you're planning this, you need to make sure you do your research and get prepared for it, because it's going to be very different digitally than it was in the legacy program. And then finally down here, there's SpeechCraft frequently asked questions. So I'm going to go to that, and you can see that you have a series of questions. How do I access the new experience? Click on that, it'll tell you. There's how you get it. There's the how to get the bundle and get more, to sign up in the gateway, how to be a coordinator, all of the things that you need to do. So I think that's very, very helpful, the effort that's going into it. But you know, the problem I've found is it's not being really promoted enough at the TI level. When I talk to folks, you know, they've kind of heard of SpeechCraft, but they don't really know much about it. So I think we probably need to talk more about it to encourage folks. And then the other thing I want to talk about briefly here while we have a little time are youth programs. Now, this is also under the same education programs, but instead of speech programs, go to youth programs. And what you'll find there, can you see that okay? Did it come up?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to look around here. Okay, so this is also a workshop format, but it's 1 to 2 hour sessions for people under age 18. And this program, it's sponsored by a Toastmasters Club. You learn how to present, and public speaking and what have you is the focus, and interpersonal communication is a separate thing. But you get this, I'm going to show you. This tells you a little bit about the program. So you do evaluate your speaking ability, you prepare and deliver speeches. So it's similar to SpeechCraft, but it is designed for people under 18. And if to get a look at it, the workshop's limited to 25 students. So you can't have more than 25 students. You will have 8 1 to 2 hour sessions. So again, that's sounding like SpeechCraft. But here I'm going to click on this to show our audience. Here's the workbook material. This is relatively inexpensive. Mm-hmm. The Youth Leadership Program, there's a workbook. These are actually paper. So you have workbooks that you can pass out to your audience, to your participants. Another thing I want to just real quickly show you is the coordinator's guide. This is just $5, but this is your, it didn't come up here.
It did here. It's fine.
Okay. So it's $5, so not very expensive. And with this, you can put on a youth leadership program. So that's another option I'd like people to explore. And then finally, down here at the bottom is a interpersonal communication course. Again, it's all focused, whether it's a SpeechCraft youth program or interpersonal communication. The focus is using the Toastmasters meeting model to do more time-limited presentations for different target groups. And this here, you have a kit, 2 manuals actually. I'm going to click on this to show you. This is a $50 kit. We're back to that $50 on interpersonal communication. So this is another workshop. It can be used by teachers, youth program, guidance counselors, church leaders, whoever. You need to have a Toastmaster to help you be involved, and you can get Pathways credit for this as a project. But it is a flexible kind of module, up to 8 sessions that help focus on the same notion as Toastmasters, and that's leadership and communication skills. So there you have it. We have hopefully introduced you, our audience, to some programs that you may not have been aware of. And I would encourage anyone who's interested to do some exploration on the website and learn more about it. Anything you want to add to that, Phyllis? We're close to time. What do you think?
I think that they are good programs. They were good 15 years ago when I did them, or 20, I'm not sure. But I think that, we've got away from taking care of those things. Poor old COVID gets blamed again. And we need to know that in the district leadership people, there is a chair for youth leadership. And maybe we need to bring that chair back.
That's probably not a bad idea. We're going to have to take a look at that, because we probably are missing an opportunity here that we have not exploited to its full potential. So something for us to think about going forward as we prepare the district, and as we work to improve the district. Do want to acknowledge Jennifer Smith, who's joined us online. Say hello, Jennifer. So glad you're here. Good morning, and anyone else that'll sign in later. We're happy that you had an opportunity to join us. Hopefully you've learned something new today, and you know where to find additional information. You can either go to the TIA website and go exploring. Pretend you're an explorer. You're a digital explorer, and you're going to explore the website. Or if you have questions that I can help you with, please send me an email at krichardson.lvnv@gmail.com.
I do have an announcement.
Please,
I'm going to get it in this time.
Go ahead.
Toastmasters meets on Friday. That is tomorrow for their open house. They meet at Skinny Dugan's, and the meeting starts at 8 a.m. We are also a hybrid club, so you can join us online. And tomorrow, I will be the speaker telling everyone my story.
Ooh,
So
nice.
if you're available at 8 a.m., join us either at Skinny Dugan's or send me an email and I will send you the Zoom login. Would love to have you visit.
Excellent. And I also want to get a plug in for Division A. The area contests are coming up. I love contest season. You've heard me say that before, but I can also send you information. It's a hybrid contest. To go in person, you'll be at Palo Verde High School. I believe it starts at 9 o'clock on the 25th, which is the last Saturday of February. And if you need a Zoom link, you can find that in the most recent edition of the newsletter, or shoot me an email and I will get you one. One of the things I do want to point out, though, is folks have had some problems clicking the link, but the camera, the QR code works really well, I've found. So if you're having trouble with a link not working, use your camera to take a picture of that QR code and it'll take you to the registration. Other than that, I think the other thing we have on the 25th is game night. Yep, there's a link for that also in the newsletter. And that's it for now. Anything else, Phyllis, or before we sign off?
No, I think that's it, other than visitors, folks. We love visitors. Please contact Ken and come and visit us.
Yes, we'd love to have you online to talk about your Toastmasters journey, or if you are a VPPR and you have a special event coming up, like an open house, come on and we'll talk about it. So have a great day, everyone. We will see you. We'll be back here on Tuesday. But remember that tomorrow, our district director, Gene Williams, will be the host, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.